Hi, Samanda. Um,
Freedom.
Hi. We just came from recording our podcast episode, and there is one thing that really struck me, and I thought, and I'm from discussing it, we thought, you know what, let's explore that a little bit more. Towards the end, you said, "Remember you." And that really struck me because that is one thing we don't do. I am very guilty of that. And especially as women, we put everybody else before ourselves. So
Mhm.
when somebody says to you, remember you, wow, that took me back a little bit. So
Mhm.
just tell us a little bit more about that.
Like you just said, we tend to put everybody else first. And if somebody would ask me things that I needed to do or wanted to do, I probably would list everything for other people. And then at the bottom, if I was even on the list, if I even made it to the
Mm-hmm.
list. But I've learned over the years that I have to put myself first. I have to look in myself and see what do I want, and then from there flows everything else. um, I have to make myself happy. I have to decide what's best for me, and that includes so many different things. That includes boundaries, that includes accountability also with myself and other people. So to me, making yourself a priority is self-love, and it's the best type of self-love that could be.
Hmm. Wow. And what about the guilt that comes with making yourself a priority? Because there are so many things to do, and I guess fingers are being pointed, but you're not pointing the finger at yourself. So that's fine. That can stay undone. But when you actually decide to take time out and do something for yourself, for me, for instance, when I take a nap, when I even just go to get my nails done, or just simple things that those things are represents self-love. But when
Mhm.
I take the time to do that, I just remind myself of all the things I am not doing. So how do I deal with that guilt?
The guilt, when you think about it, where did that guilt come from? If you're taking care of everybody else, when are you going to take care of yourself? Because if I'm the best person from taking care of myself, then other people will get the best version of me. So I'm able to give more to people after I fill myself up too. Like
Hmm.
when people say fill your cup first, that doesn't mean
Right.
you're neglecting other people or you're forgetting about other people, but you're remembering about yourself and putting yourself first.
Hmm. Yeah, because I guess like I'm thinking about this. I'm listening to you and I'm thinking about this through like my daughter's eyes. And I have a 4-year old and I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking when I am doing things for or with her, but I'm tired, I'm stressed, I have all these things on my mind. Yes, I'm spending time with her, or like I'm present. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really present. And
Yeah.
the version of me she's getting is the tired
Mm-hmm.
version, the frustrated version. It's actually come to a point where she says, "Mom, are you frustrated?" She says she calls me
Oh.
Mama. She said, "Are you frustrated?" And I'm like, I would say yes, I am. And then I would remember, okay, this is what she's seeing. So I kind of explain it to her. She's 4, but she understands quite a bit. So we kind of have
Yeah.
a discussion about it. So listening to you makes me really take inventory here
Mm-hmm.
and realize that, yes, when I do those things for myself, I'm also doing it for her. I'm doing it for those people that I'm around. A better me, better them.
Yeah.
So that does work well together.
Yeah.
Oh, you have me really thinking here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you just one more question here. For persons like myself who I'm still learning self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I no, I love myself, but
Mm-hmm.
self-care and actually
Mm-hmm.
showing myself that love. For
Mm-hmm.
someone like me who's working on that, I'm not quite there yet. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I have a lot of work to do. So how can someone like you help me to achieve balance and to achieve all that, like to help me do all that work that I need to do for myself?
When you just mentioned something, it just came to mind. You're loving the journey. It's a
Hmm.
journey It's an everyday journey, everyday choices that you make. And again, I would use the word inventory or audit, or looking at yourself, looking at what you want, and then seeing what's priority. Like maybe doing one thing is on your list to do, but is it a priority that needs to get done right now? Maybe you could spend more time on what you really want to do or what really matters to you. So it's basically, I would help you look at everything that's going on in your life and what you want to accomplish, and figuring out from everything you listed what means the most to you. And then we
Hmm.
focus on like what can you do in order to get what you want. It doesn't
Okay.
mean the rest of the list doesn't matter. There's just
Mm-hmm.
certain things that matter more to you.
Okay.
And sometimes we don't
And
sit down and actually look. We just do,
mm,
do, do. But if you really sit down, maybe there's something that matters more to you that you might need to spend a little more time to focus on.
hmm, that makes sense. And if my response though is, I feel like I'm doing that. I feel like I feel like I am trying to make things a priority. Why do I need somebody else to help me do that? Like, what would you tell me in response to that? Like, come back.
I would say that we all need somebody to listen to, or somebody to list or help you get to where you want. I give you an example. Somebody, a client that I had, didn't know what, or they thought they knew what they were doing. And so we had a session, and we were going through, just have conversation, and I was taking notes down. And at the end of the conversation, the session, I was telling the person, okay, so you mentioned all this, but without actually sitting down with me, they would not have realized that they had thought about all these different type of things. Because sometimes we have things that we think about, but without writing it down or talking to some other people, it just stays in the head, or it doesn't get expanded more on.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
sometimes you just need the space to share, and then maybe being asked the right question that might open you up a little bit more.
Yeah, and to have somebody actually help you through it,
Hmm.
keep you accountable,
Yeah.
help you recognize the places you are improving, because we
Hmm.
can be so hard on ourselves sometimes.
Definitely.
So listening to you, I'm thinking, yeah, those are all those things I could certainly use help with.
Yeah.
Even though I think I'm doing a good job, I know I am not,
I'm
or
sure
not.
you're doing.
Not. Let me take that back. I'm
Okay.
sure I can use some help to do better,
Okay.
because the sense of frustration that I feel sometimes, I feel like with additional help, that would help relieve, like somebody to help me carry that load and help
Hmm.
me along. And I think you would be such a good person to help me do that.
I would
So
love to.
yes, yes, thank you so much. We'll definitely be in touch. And I just hope those listening also consider that and see how having somebody come in and help them could be very beneficial, and at least give you a call. Just talk
Yes.
through it, no commitment. I'm sure you can
Hmm.
just have that first conversation and see where it goes.
Definitely.
So, yeah. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will be talking some more. Have a good day.
Thank you again, Clarita.